everyone, welcome back to the channel again. We're out on the fields doing what we love, metal detecting. Today's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to be trying out the 15-inch Knox Coiltek coil. I've been over this field and I feel like I've done it to death. I feel like I've found what I can find off it before any more sort of farm work turns the soil over again. So I thought it would be an ideal opportunity to take this big absolute monster of a coil across this field to see if there's anything deeper that I've missed with the other coil. I mean, this has been an incredible field, but it's gone really quiet lately and I just haven't found the targets on here that I'd like to find, obviously. So yeah, let's just go over the field with this absolute monster and see if we've missed anything. These coils, actually, you can get these from Crawford's Metal Detectors, and if you use my discount code Suffolk10, which I'll ping up on the screen, you can actually get 10% off these coils, which is a pretty good saving. As always, thanks for joining me on this one, and if you're enjoying the video or if you find it helpful or useful, then be sure to subscribe to the channel and give us a thumbs up. So, without further ado, we'll see you at the first hole. Right, as usual, I'll be running with field 2 custom settings. Well, they're not my custom settings, it's the Searcher program or Searcher Power program from Daniel Spencer at Searcher Magazine. There is a YouTube video of that, so if you have a look for that, it's well worth a look because these settings have served me well this year. Because it's such a big coil, I'm going to be running my sensitivity a little bit lower for a little while, or at least sort of to a level where it takes out the chatter. Right, we're on our first target already. It is a low 7 and I don't think it's particularly deep. It's probably one I've just missed before. I know I must have missed a few, but got a 6-7 there. Be interesting to see what that means with this big coil. But it's a nice constant tone, so yeah, cool. Alright, disappointing first hole. It's just a big lump of iron. Didn't sound like iron, but then obviously I've got no experience with this big coil, so I have to get a little bit used to what the tones mean through it and how powerful it is, and yeah, that sort of stuff. But yeah, cool, never mind, we'll move on. Right guys, this is particularly interesting. I've been over this field absolutely loads and loads and loads. It's particularly the bit of the field that I'm going over now, which is why I tried it first. And I've just picked this out. I mean, it's a little bit dodgy, but it's deep, so maybe it's wispy because it's deep. I'm quite excited about this one, so we'll have a look. Yeah, it's interesting. Well, it's a button, and it did have some patterning on it at some point. But it's interesting because I don't know if I'd have hit that with my other coil. I've been over this bit of the field so much. I mean, there's always stuff you've missed, but we'll see if the finds keep coming. Then, yeah, I'll assume that this coil is doing the business. But yeah, cool. That's a good sign again. On to the next. Right, what do I know so far about this monster? I've been here 10 minutes. It is heavy, but it's not quite as heavy as I expected it to be. Yeah, I don't mind that at all. I don't mind it. I mean, it feels very powerful. And stupidly, I didn't actually film this because it sounded really naff. I was just sort of experimenting, having a little play. But it's this sweet little buckle. Well, I think it's a little buckle, or a piece of a little buckle, or maybe a brooch, not sure, but it's a nice little piece, and it's absolutely tiny, and this picked it up no problem. So that's a good start. We'll definitely take that, and hopefully there's plenty more stuff I've missed with the 11-inch Knox coil that this beast of a coil will pick up. Right, one thing I've definitely found with this coil, low and slow is the answer. Low and slow, but come across this little bit jittery target, but I'm going to give it a go because it's nice and deep. Well, there we are, another little button, little tomback type button there. Cool, that's another target I must have missed with the other coil. It's looking good. I'm actually finding targets slightly more frequently than I expected to, which is good. So yeah. Right, it's been a little while since my last target, but I have come across this absolutely lovely solid 11. Probably the best target I've found today, or best tone anyway. So we'll give this one a go. Well, I think it's fairly modern. I don't think it's anything particularly special, but it's a tiny little target again. This coil is definitely powerful. That much is obvious. It's very powerful. It's picking up these little targets very, very easily. So yeah, fingers crossed we find a few little gems that I've missed. Right, I've got another lovely clear little 8-9. Nice and clear. It says it's deep, but sometimes that just means it's small. We'll definitely get it out there. It's another absolutely tiny little button. This coil is not missing a thing. If there's any cut quarters on here to be had, today's the day. I've had a couple off here already, or one off here. Maybe there's more. But yeah, it's definitely picking up the tiny little targets, which is very impressive. Yeah, it's good. On to the next. Right guys, come across a lovely tone here. Well, I don't know, a bit dodgy actually, but it's certainly worth a dig. Another small find. Just hoovering up the small finds. It's nothing interesting unfortunately, but yeah, I am still finding targets, which is good. Hey everyone, this is my son Freddie, also known as Freddie Finds on Instagram if you want to go and check out his little page. We came onto this little bit of pasture today, a tiny little triangular pasture, because the field that we normally go on, up the back there, is so sticky and muddy, and Freddie's been struggling very much with his welly boots. Well, I didn't think there was very much on this little bit of pasture, so I was sceptical, but unbelievably, Freddie's luck with the little Vanquish again has found this. This is a little hammered cut half voided short cross. Turn it over, mate, let's have a look at the other side. Little voided short cross, absolute beauty. Not quite sure who it is, but we'll go home and have a look. Well done, Freddie. Right, I've come across a nice little target here. Quite loud. Yeah, I like that. We'll give that one a go. Right, it took a few minutes to get this one out of the ground. It was about 8 to 10 inches deep. It's a little pot mend, which is nice. Little lead pot mend there. Cool. On to the next. Right then, next target. 17, 18, 19. Saying it's fairly deep. Interesting. I like that. Cool, nice little find that. Little lead weight. Awesome, little spindle weight. Nice. Must have missed that the other 1,000 times I came across the field. Smart. Yeah, I like that, really nice. Right guys, got another target here. It's a little bit dodgy and I probably wouldn't normally dig it, but I think it's just because it's really deep. Not sure, it's saying it's really deep and it's all over the place, but out of interest, as it's a new coil, I think I'm definitely going to give it a go, just if nothing else but to learn a bit more about the coil and its tones. Now, although this is an uninteresting find, a little rivet, it is still a find. I would have normally completely ignored that. Maybe I need to be a bit more open-minded about the targets with this coil, so I don't miss anything. But yeah, cool. On to the next then. Right, another nice solid target here. Solid 12. Really nice. Well, this had my heart racing for just a split second. I thought it was a folded up gold hammy or something like that. Would have been my first, would have been incredible. But alas, it's just a folded up bit of lead. Never mind. Cool, that did have my pulse racing for just a split second, and then I realised, and you get that feeling where you go, oh, no, not this time. My first gold is going to have to wait for another day. But alas, it's still a find. Right, another little low tone here, a low 8, 8-9. Not great, bit wispy, but we'll get it out and have a look. I can't get over how powerful this coil is. It's just hoovering up these tiny, tiny little fines. I mean, look how thin that button is. It's got a nice bit of patterning on that, actually. It's got a smart looking little button. I like that. But yeah, this coil is really doing the business. There's a bit of patterning on the back as well, actually. Nice. It's a super little button, but it's tiny. I just don't know if I'd have picked that up with my other coil. Well, I've got another slightly iffy one here, but I think I'm going to give it a go. Yeah, 11, 12. Well, it seems to be a day of buttons, but that one is a huge button. Interestingly enough, a signal like that I wouldn't normally have dug, but as it's a new coil, I'm kind of being a bit more, well, a bit less fussy about what I'm digging. But yeah, big old button there. Nice. Right, guys, I've got a nice little signal here. 21, 22, 23. We're normally sort of Victorian or Georgian coin territory, those sort of numbers and this sort of tone. Let's see if I'm right. I don't believe it. It is another button. Oh, it's just hoovering up buttons today. Never mind. Cool, on to the next. Right, I've got an absolutely cracking signal here. 16, 15. Absolutely cracking. How have I missed that before? I'll definitely dig this one. Love that signal. Now that's a huge shame. Just a bit of lead. I felt sure it was going to be something better than that, but it's obviously been worked for some reason or another, but yeah, it's a pretty unspectacular find. Never mind, we'll keep going. Right, a little clear 7/8 target here. Well, it's only a little spoon handle, but it's interesting. It's got watchmaker W. Sneezem, Bury St Edmunds written on it. There's the maker's mark. Bury St Edmunds is about 10 miles up the road from here, so it hasn't travelled far, but yeah, that's quite cool. A little bit of identification information on there. Nice. Right guys, I've got about 45 minutes left before I've got to go. I've got other stuff to do today, but I have come across this nice sort of 21, 22. Here we go, nice little buckle there. Nice, I like that, cool. Makes a change for it not to be a button today. Right, another target here. This coil was definitely having no trouble finding targets. A little bit of a dodgy signal, but we'll give it a go. There we go, lovely little bag seal. Nice. Again, makes a change not to find a button. I like little bag seals, I do like finding them. Smart, cool. We'll carry on for a bit longer. Oh, I just swept over this nice thimble sitting on the surface I must have missed once before. But yeah, that's quite nice. I've just seen the farmer go off up there with the sprayer, which means we probably haven't got much longer left this year on this field before they drill in the spring crops. But I think for about the last half an hour I'm just going to jump onto a little tiny bit of pasture that went on last week. Well, I've just jumped on this little bit of pasture. The wind's picking up now, sorry if you can hear a bit of wind noise, but yeah, just jumped on this pasture. Had a really dodgy 8 blippy tone. Thought I'd dig it anyway, and it's just a little harness ring or whatever it is. Got a bit of wear on that edge there. Yeah, cool. On to the next one. Right guys, well I'm almost out of time for today, but I have come across this nice 14, 15 on the pasture. Get this one up. Well, that's a funny old signal for a shotty end. Very old shotty end, but a shotty end all the same. Never mind. Right, that's it for me today. I've run out of time. Yeah, so the big 15-inch Coiltek coil. Very, very impressive. It's obviously a very, very powerful coil. I've been along the field that I've done to death and definitely had quite a lot of targets. I haven't found anything decent and shiny today, but you can't always, can you? I'll show you all the finds in a sec, and don't forget, if you want to buy one of these awesome coils, you can use my discount code with Crawford's Metal Detectors. It's Suffolk 10. That's definitely a good saving. I think these retail at about 260 quid, these coils, so yeah, 10% off is quite a decent saving. Right, I'll show you these finds. Look at all this lot. Not a bad day off a field I've done to death at all. That's the only thing I found on this little bit of pasture, but the rest of it is all off that field that's been done to death. Some decent stuff there. That's really nice, sort of pretty little decorated bit of buckle. Lots and little bits of lead, pot mend, lots of buttons, lead weight there, that interesting spoon handle. Yeah, all off a field that's been done to death. Obviously it's still finding targets on there. That's very impressive coil, very powerful. Yeah, I enjoyed it actually. Very nice afternoon out. If you enjoyed it as well, don't forget to give us a thumbs up, like, subscribe, all that stuff. Yeah, and I'll see you on the next sort of metal detection adventure. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye bye. Look at all this lot. Not a bad day off a field I've done to death at all. That's the only thing I found on this little bit of pasture, but the rest of it is all off that field that's been done to death. Some decent stuff there. That's really nice, sort of pretty little decorated bit of buckle. Lots and little bits of lead, pot mend, lots of buttons, lead weight there, that interesting spoon handle. Yeah, all off a field that's been done to death. Obviously it's still finding targets on there. That's very impressive coil, very powerful. Yeah, I enjoyed it actually. Very nice afternoon out. If you enjoyed it as well, don't forget to give us a thumbs up, like, subscribe, all that stuff. Yeah, and I'll see you on the next sort of metal detection adventure. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.